You're not mediocre because you're unlucky. You're mediocre because you're lying to yourself. Let's get brutally honest. Mediocrity has nothing to do with luck. It's not about the family you were born into, the school you went to, or whether life handed you a golden ticket. Mediocrity is self-inflicted. It's the result of quiet, daily lies you tell yourself to avoid discomfort, accountability, and effort. This might sting, but stay with me. If you're stuck in the middle, not failing, but nowhere near thriving, it's not because the universe conspired against you. It's because somewhere along the way, you chose comfort over truth. The lie society told you. From a young age, most of us were spoon-fed the idea that everyone is special, that you just need to wait for your time to come, that life will eventually reward you if you're patient enough. Sounds nice, right? But it's a dangerous lie. You look around and see people your age, or even younger, achieving more, moving faster, breaking limits. Meanwhile, you're still stuck at the same level, recycling excuses like, "I'm not ready yet," or "I'll start tomorrow." It feels safer to believe that success is about luck or timing than to admit the uncomfortable truth. You're wasting time. The comfortable prison. Mediocrity doesn't come all at once. It creeps in. It starts with little compromises. Skipping the workout because you're tired. Postponing the project because you're not inspired. Binge watching Netflix after promising yourself you'd only watch one episode. Each time you choose comfort, you reinforce a prison of mediocrity. You trick yourself into thinking you'll break free tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. And here's the kicker. Mediocrity feels safe. You're not failing, you're not broke, you're not humiliated, but you're also not growing. You're surviving, not living. The self-deception game. The biggest lie you tell yourself is that you'll take action later. Later when you're more motivated. Later when you have more money. Later when you feel confident. But later is a graveyard where your dreams go to die. Every time you postpone, you're teaching your brain that excuses are acceptable. You're lowering the standard of who you are. That's why you're stuck. Not because you don't know enough, not because you're not capable, but because you've mastered the art of deceiving yourself. The hard truth you're avoiding. Here's the raw truth. Everything you want, success, fulfillment, freedom, lives on the other side of pain and fear. And you keep running from it. You know what it takes. You've read the books, you've listened to the podcasts, you've consumed endless motivational content. But instead of acting, you've turned self-improvement into another form of procrastination. You don't need another how-to guide. You don't need another guru's advice. You need to stop lying. Stop pretending you're working hard when you're really just busy. Stop calling yourself unlucky when you haven't even given 100% yet. Facing the mirror. Take a hard look at your life right now. Is it where you want it to be? If not, don't point the finger at circumstances. Point it at the mirror. That's where the real reason for your mediocrity lives. Not in your job, not in your upbringing, not in the economy. It's in the stories you tell yourself to avoid accountability. And until you stop lying, nothing changes. The wake-up call. So here's your wake-up call. Mediocrity is not an accident. It's a choice. It's the result of every small decision where you picked comfort over growth. You can keep lying to yourself and stay safe, average, forgettable, or you can finally face the truth. The only thing holding you back is you. Once you admit that, you unlock power. Because if you are the problem, then you are also the solution. You don't lack knowledge, you lack discipline. If you're honest with yourself, you already know what to do. You know you should exercise more, eat better, focus on your work, save money, stop wasting hours scrolling. You don't need another book, another podcast, or another YouTube video to tell you that. You've consumed enough advice to fill a library, and yet, nothing changes. Why? Because your problem isn't knowledge, it's discipline. Knowledge is useless without action. Think about it. Information is everywhere. With a phone in your pocket, you have more access to wisdom, strategies, and success stories than kings and queens had centuries ago. You could Google any question right now and get 10 different answers in seconds. So if knowledge was the real key, everyone would already be rich, fit, and fulfilled. But they're not. Most people are drowning in information and starving for discipline. Knowledge is potential. Discipline turns that potential into reality. Without discipline, knowledge is just entertainment. The illusion of progress. One of the sneakiest traps you've fallen into is mistaking learning for progress. You watch motivational videos, read books, or take courses and feel like you're leveling up. But let's be brutally honest. You're not applying it. You're hoarding information because it's safe. Studying feels productive. Doing the work feels painful. That's why you keep choosing the easy option. And every time you do, you reinforce the habit of consuming instead of creating. You don't need another strategy. You need to finally use the ones you already know. Discipline is about choices, not feelings. Here's the part you don't want to hear. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel. Motivation is temporary. Inspiration fades. But discipline is about showing up no matter what. It's waking up early even when you want to sleep in. It's finishing the project even when you're not inspired. It's saying no to instant gratification because you're chasing a bigger win. Your brain loves comfort. It will scream at you to stop, to relax, to take it easy. Discipline is the skill of ignoring that voice. Not once, but every single day. Comfort is your enemy. Right now, comfort is destroying you. Think about how many times you've chosen the easy route. Scrolling instead of working. Ordering junk food instead of cooking. Talking about your goals instead of chasing them. Each decision feels small, harmless. But together, they build the walls of your mediocrity. Discipline is the sledgehammer that breaks those walls. But you have to swing it. Every day. How discipline actually feels. Let's clear up another lie. Discipline doesn't feel good in the moment. It feels awful. It feels like sacrifice, like pain, like resistance. That's why most people run from it. But here's the paradox. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret lasts forever. You can suffer for 30 minutes in the gym, or you can suffer for 30 years because you never built the body you wanted. You can suffer through the boredom of focus, or you can suffer through a lifetime of mediocrity. Pick your pain. Small actions, big consequences. Discipline isn't about giant heroic efforts. It's about the little choices you repeat daily. Waking up when the alarm rings instead of hitting snooze. Writing one page instead of waiting for inspiration to write 10. Saying no when everyone else says yes. These tiny wins compound. They shape your identity. And over time, they build a life that knowledge alone could never give you. The brutal truth. Here's the truth. You don't need another book. You don't need more advice. You already know what needs to be done. You just don't want to do it because it's hard, uncomfortable, and boring. But that's exactly why it matters. Discipline is the difference between dreaming and doing, between average and exceptional, between being forgotten and being remembered. Stop hiding behind "I don't know enough." Start proving you can execute on what you already know. Because at the end of the day, mediocrity doesn't come from ignorance. It comes from weakness. And discipline is the cure. You're addicted to easy wins. Let's be real. You're not just distracted, you're addicted. Addicted to quick hits of validation, addicted to instant gratification, addicted to easy wins that make you feel accomplished without actually moving your life forward. And that addiction is one of the biggest reasons you're stuck in mediocrity. The dopamine trap. Every time you refresh social media and see a like, a comment, or a new follower, your brain lights up. That little surge of dopamine tells you you did something, you're important.
But here's the problem. Those wins aren't real. They don't build skills, they don't create wealth, they don't make you stronger. They just trick your brain into thinking you're progressing while you're actually standing still. You've built a life around chasing crumbs of pleasure instead of meals of fulfillment. And that's why you're starving for meaning. Why easy feels so good? Easy wins feel amazing because they come with no risk, no failure, no pain. Post a photo, get likes. Do a tiny task, check it off your list. Watch a motivational video, feel like you grew. It's safe, it's predictable. But safe and predictable are also synonyms for stuck and mediocre. Deep down, you know real growth doesn't feel like this. It doesn't feel like scrolling. It doesn't feel like clapping emojis in a group chat.